Hello friends, welcome to Squaird Plans, where creative planning and organization comes to life. I'm Stephanie, and today we're going to be designing my faith planner for the month of December. We'll be setting up all my monthly and weekly pages in my classic Happy Planner, so come plan with me. And I've got these washi tapes here all ready to go, as well as this piece of paper for a planner hack, these markers that I'll be using, these Happy Planner sticker books, this Recollections sticker book, this Live Love Posh sticker book, and this Amber Plans Her Day sticker book, which I'll pull from. Okay, you guys, so let's start off with the weekly spreads, and I'm going to lay down some wax paper to get started on the design. I have an idea on what I want to do as far as the stickers that I think I want to use, just haven't quite worked out how they're going to combine together. But I came across these red Christmassy, I don't know if they're roses or just a mix of different florals in the Live Love Posh sticker book that I recently picked up, and thought that that would be a good faith holiday theme to build off of. And then I remembered that I had seen something similar in the Amber Plans Her Day sticker book that I got a couple of years ago. And lo and behold, they're almost identical. I mean, they have a very similar vibe, similar style of leaves. So I'll be mixing and matching those for whatever works best on each of the spreads. But it's nice to have some extra florals there to work with between the two books. I'm also using an old Recollections sticker book that I got, I want to say maybe 2 years ago, around the fall season, and it has a lot of fall vibes, but also it is a Christmas book, so it's kind of interesting, and there's a lot of gold in there, so I thought I might be able to pull in some gold elements from that sticker book. And now I'm in a Happy Planner sticker book, which is a faith sticker book, and here I think I'm going to be pulling mostly the gold quotes from here. I'm really struggling on faith-based quote elements for my spreads as far as just kind of like clear, plain quotes. Something I'm going to be thinking about for 2024, maybe even making my own sheets and doing them myself, because I'm not finding them very easily in the books that I've gotten from the Happy Planner. And the other people who make faith sticker books tend to make them sort of small as far as the quotes and the stickers, because I think they're trying to serve smaller planners, and I really like big, large quotes when I can. So yeah, I'm just not finding what I want readily available in most of the stuff that I've picked up lately. So I'm going to probably end up doing my own. But long story short, these ones here I am going to use as much as I can that have a similar feel. I found 3 that were like a fine, very small print verse that I think will work on these weeklies, but it's a little bit small. And I only had 3, and there are 4 weeks in this month that I need to decorate. So we'll be playing around with some things, mixing and matching, trying to make them work and feel like they are part of the same theme. So I pulled in some of those watercolor backgrounds on some of those quotes, tying those in because there are a few larger quotes that were in there that are in gold that have that color swash already built into the quote. So again, I kind of wanted it all to feel like it's the same theme, so I added those to the ones that didn't have it just to make things feel a little bit more cohesive. And I've laid those out on the 4 squares that you see there. Those are all going to be the this week area on each of the 4 spreads I'll be putting. So I'm just doing it all here at once so I can compare how I'm doing each week, but each little cluster will be on its own individual spread in the end. And I'm starting to bring in those florals. So I've pulled in one corner piece, and then to fill out a little bit more of the square, I've added a standalone rose there in the corner. And then also at the very bottom right, I have a floral cluster that I just brought in as is. I've also been pulling in some of the gold stickers with snowflakes from that Recollection sticker book. Again, just kind of pulling in a little bit more of the gold here and there. along with now some washi tape I'll be pulling in as well with a gold stripe or diagonal stripe. I also have some red glitter washi, which is always fun this time of year. And I think that pop of red really helps bring a little bit more color to these spreads, so I'll be adding that as well to each of the clusters. And the way that I do my faith planner, I do all of the pages all at once, in case you weren't aware, so I'll be designing the entire month in the same theme. It just makes things a little bit faster for me on a weekly basis to have things pre-decorated for the most part. And I'm very comfortable with having this planner be pre-planned with one theme. Sometimes I want to have the variety and the option to be creative each week, but for this planner, it's worked out great doing it all at once, and I have pre-designed pages each week without really having to do that much on the weekly timescale. So again, I'm in there, and each of these clusters, I like to pull in the same elements over and over again, just in a little bit different varieties, so it does feel like one theme. You can see I'm pulling in a large floral cluster pretty much in each box area. And then I am pulling in a quote, a gold quote, a little bit of a color swash, some gold snowflake stickers, and that washi for now. Just working out how each one is going to look and how I want them to relate to each other. I'm also thinking about, not repeating the same look and feel on each of these. So if I have one in the corner, then I want to have one on the top, maybe one on the other corner, maybe one split, as you can see. So there's nothing that's repeated as far as like how I'm setting them up, but because they all have the same elements, they feel like it's the same theme. Keeps things interesting, keeps it kind of fun and creative. So that's how I like to do my spreads as far as the weeklies here on my faith planner. Also too, I'm going to be adding in some gold leaf overlays, maybe some branchy elements. Again, just reiterating more of that gold, and those are coming out of the Happy Planner Seasons of Color sticker book. There's a whole page there of just gold outlined elements. If I'm going to do gold, because gold is a tricky color, I guess, or tone to work with when it's foiled, because it's really hard to see at different angles. So if I'm going to do gold, I kind of feel like I'm just going to blow it out with as much gold as possible. So I can use up those stickers that I tend to shy away from, and also so that it's very apparent that there is gold in the spread and it's not just one element. So I'm definitely doing that on this spread, using gold in multiple ways and pulling in just those overlay of outlined branchy leaf things on top of those floral clusters for more gold elements. And okay, I think we're pretty much done with the setting up of those weeks. And now we'll start moving things over to the spreads. And like I said, each one of these clusters will go on a week individually. And the reason I do that is because I use this layout for lettering, which is the quadrant layout in my Etsy shop. I take the verse of the day from my Bible app and I hand letter it with whatever style I'm feeling like that day that kind of goes with the theme of the verse in each of the daily quadrants. So I take up all the space each day, so it's nice to have that just be open and free for the lettering portion and not encumbered by decorative items, because I never know what I'm going to get as far as the verse each day, and I like to have the freedom to customize it how I want. If you want to see more like how I'm actually using these spreads, I show every month all of my completed spreads for all of my planners. So if you want to see how these spreads turn out in the end, you just need to check my monthly flip through, which is at the end of each month, usually the first Sunday of the month after it. And that I've been doing live all year. I am considering not doing it live anymore, so I would love some feedback if you guys really enjoy the live format, or if you'd like to just have me go back to how I was doing it, which was like pre-recorded. I could do it that way, and I can also do it quicker. I like to talk through my spreads as I do the live, so that is always fun for me, but I don't know, it can get repetitive if you are an avid watcher of my channel, if you're going to be basically seeing the same thing, because I don't change things up all that much. So yeah, just some feedback on that. First of all, would you like it live, or would you like it pre-recorded? Also, if you like having it go a little bit faster speed, where I'm just basically showing you spreads, or do you like the time I take to sit down and talk you through what I did and how things went? So I would appreciate that. If you could leave that in the comments, I will gladly take that into consideration for 2024. And okay, so back on track. We've already moved on to the monthly layout, and I'm getting things started here in the sidebar. So I pulled a nice side cluster there with a sharp edge, which will work well in the sidebar, I think. And that large quote that I had on reserve for these spreads, which has a pinkish swoosh in the background of it. So I'm just going to figure out how I want those two to lay in there in the sidebar, along with adding in some gold outlined leaf things there on top, again for that repetition. Couple of those snowflakes from the Recollections sticker book. I also had pulled a strip sticker here that's from that Recollections sticker book as well, that I thought would be nice added in here at the top in the empty days of the month. So I'm laying that in. I'm also pulling in that washi tape for each, just trying to figure out how those might all work together there in the top and fill up that gap. I did like having each of the washi tapes kind of ended with a large white and gold snowflake that just kind of made a nice clean look on the other spread. So I'm going to try to do that, but with that green in there mixed in, I don't know if that's going to work. It's also a new element to this spread, so maybe I'll put it in a different area and just let those washi tapes be how they were before. Maybe I'll add it in to the monthly boxes, cut it up, see how I like that. But no, I don't know. It's a lot. So let me just focus on getting the elements that I have been using on the spread and then see where we are after that. So I pulled in some more of the gold circle snowflakes there and put a little corner floral element too that I didn't mention before up in the upper right. I'll go ahead and white out those empty boxes now, the dividing lines between them, just so we have a nice clean palette for that before we drop in the washi. I'm also going to use that hack I mentioned in the beginning here on the monthly, but I don't do it till the end. Even though I set all this up, I kind of forgot about it, and I come back to it at the end of the video. So I'll do that down in the bottom. I've already whited out the dividing line there where I'll be doing the hack on the double day element. And okay, we've trimmed all the edges, and now we're going to drop in this washi tape. And again, I think I'm just going to start with the basic double layer there with the gold and the red and see how that takes effect. I'm trimming off the edges as well as separating the pages. And now I'll drop in this snowflake to kind of cover the end cap here of the washi. And I have these 2 little circle stickers to put somewhere, so I just grouped them there together. They were a little awkward, to be honest, but I wanted to use them, so I just dropped them in. And that worked out. I think we're good there. Let's go ahead and move on to the overview pages now. I will make sure I have the right pages up. That was kind of funny. I had put in the wrong page and almost started decorating on top of it. But yeah, got it all settled. I'm going to try to work in that green washi sticker strip thing again here on this spread now. See if I can make it work. And we will basically just pull all the elements that I need to use as far as that cohesiveness. Pulling in a corner floral element, this other large quote that I had saved up. Also, of course, those little small snowflake elements. I have one more of the small quotes that I was thinking of using on the weeklies, but with only 3 of those, I saved it for one of these other spreads. I went ahead and backed it with another swoosh, but in the red color. And I'm trying to see if I can make a nice cluster down here at the bottom with that and another floral element. And I really wasn't liking how tight this large quote was feeling there at the top. So I moved it down to the bottom. It will encroach a bit on my prayer list area, but I haven't been using all of the lines over the last couple weeks. So it should be enough space for me to get everybody in and keep track of the prayers for that, even with that quote taking up quite a bit of that space. And now I'll work on this upper corner here. I like to create a triangular look when I'm doing spreads like this. So I want things to be in relationships to each other in a triangular pattern. So you can kind of see how that looks here with these floral clusters being related to each other on the side, center triangle. They're not perfect, which also I think creates a little bit of interest instead of being too symmetrical. And the sizes of the clusters are bigger and smaller. That usually helps balance out a spread and make everything feel very, very good to the eye or pleasing to the eye when you have groups of 3 and when you relate them to each other triangularly. So I've abandoned those green washi sticker strips. I keep calling them washi, but they're just sticker strips. Adding in more of that gold and red washi. I think I'm going to try to add a little bit to each of the clusters. I'm not sure if I can get them to all look like they did on some of the other spreads with that end cap I mentioned of the snowflake, since I've pretty much used all the big snowflakes I had available. I'm going to go ahead and surf the book and see if I can find any more, but I think we are limited. Let's go ahead and just move things over now. I will start laying them on. After the video, before the month begins, I will letter in a verse of the month there. Something to do probably with the holiday season or, the reason for the season. But I like to relate it to whatever monthly theme I'm doing. Trying to align those stickers that go off the edge perfectly is a little bit tricky. The Live, Love, Posh ones don't have any clear sticker on the edge. I don't know if that makes it easier or not, but those ones I tried to do on some of the other spreads, and the Amber Planter Day ones have a little bit of a clear sticker lip. So usually that has to be trimmed off. I do like those stickers, and I'm happy that they're included in the sticker books, but I tend to prefer to be able to cut my own stickers, if you know what I mean. It's a lot less limiting, and I feel like you can use the stickers a little bit more the way you want to. So just a FYI for anybody who makes stickers, it is nice to have those large stickers, but if you could give us a full cluster versus the cut-off ones, I tend to prefer that. So now I'm going in with the markers I pulled adding a bit of red and green highlights to some of the areas, including adding some bullet points to my prayer list, some underlines in my habit tracker area, and just another outline underneath the Faith Currently area. And things are feeling a little bit sparse up here, so I'm going to pull in a quote from the Happy Planner sticker book. It's pretty much out of Faith quotes to use, and I still have one more spread to do, so I went ahead and grabbed in one of those quotes that I feel like works close enough for a Faith planner, but isn't necessarily faith-based. I think that's the Dried Florals sticker book from them, and it is a gold quote, which, like I said, if I'm going to go gold, I'm going to go all the way, so I probably wouldn't use those unless I was doing a full gold spread anyway. So I'll pull them in here, and I did that large one there, kind of cut it down for the overview pages, and now I have one set up for this back page, which I have not been using, to be honest, throughout the year, but I do like to have it decorated just because it completes the monthly theme and I like it, so I will do that here on the back page. I pulled in a large cut floral element from Love Posh's sticker book. I think it's the Winter Bloom sticker book, if I haven't mentioned that. And again, it's already pre-cut and it's a little short for what I need, so I'm trying to fill the gap there. Camouflages that hard edge with some other florals. That worked out pretty well. I will pull in that last quote, which was actually like a scriptural quote that I put together earlier, along with the Dried Florals large quote there, just to finish things off. And try to add in those elements again that I had on all of the other clusters, including the gold snowflakes and the washi tape as well. I think I can do those as little end caps there, which will work out really nicely. Kind of symmetrical, but I think I like that on this spread. I'll go ahead and clean out the holes as well, and that should do it for this back page. I'll go ahead and put away some of these stickers, clean things up, and then that's when I was like, oh yeah, on my monthly, I forgot to do the hack. So I'm going to go back and do that real quick. Basically, I just cut a square of paper to the exact same size as the day and then folded it diagonally in half. That way I can write on either side, and we'll just put the new date, and that will do it. So it's a quick hack, but makes it much easier for you to fully use your split day on your month. You can use on either side and have a full box to work with. So the final step will be for me to add in just some dividing lines using my green marker for where I'll put my scripture read each day. And once I'm done with that, you guys, we will be done, friends. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up down below. Also, too, go ahead and leave me a comment if you'd like to get in touch. And think about subscribing to my channel if you haven't already, if you'd like to see more of my videos. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And we'll see you next time. Bye!